Do you know that the city of Lumbridge in RuneScape is based on Cambridge, home of the game's developer Jagex? With over 200 million accounts created, the game's recognised by the Guinness World Records as the world's largest free, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, as well as being the most updated game. Mark Ogilvy takes us on a trip around Jagex and shows the latest developments in RuneScape. Jagex have recently announced the Lost City of the Elves expansion pack for their dedicated gamers.
My name's Mark Ogilvy and I'm the design director for Jagex. I work on a game called RuneScape, which is one of the world's most popular MMOs, or MMORPGs as I like to call them. So this is our kind of gaming lab.
Usually you'll go through this entrance and you'll enter a boss instance. And you give it a couple of seconds and you'll see a big spider come down.
It's brand new. This is coming to the game in sort of this year.
Blimey, that's
Just a few weeks old, this content.
So RuneScape was originally a bedroom project made by a guy called Andrew Gower and his brother Paul Gower. So at the time he was at university in Cambridge and he's constantly moving between lectures and different university laboratories, and he's really frustrated by the fact that he had to install his favourite games on new computers all over the place, and that would take time and it would eat into his precious gaming time. So he was frustrated by this, and obviously the internet was kind of a flourishing thing at that time, and he figured that we could use the internet to quickly download a game that he would write real fast and allow him to sort of play his game on the fly. So this is Linza. Linza is our master smith in the game. That's the raptor. Very secrety.
Yeah, the map's pretty expansive.
So that's our world. You can see everything there, from sort of desert kind of kingdoms and stuff to do with plagues, or then a big area there to do with vampires. We've got our wilderness at the top there, and we've got sort of trolls and toboggan runs in the Icelands, and we've got sort of a big area to do with our new player areas where you've got trolls invading. Then we've got a much more traditional centre of the world, which is kind of more like castles and dragons and stuff like that. The idea initially was to make a MUD, which is a multi-user dungeon. So that was all sort of done with ASCII art, occasionally, when you're sort of moving around dungeons made up of asterisks and exclamation marks. But there was kind of some big communities around these MUDs, and you would play wizards and warriors and you would fight each other. But there weren't a lot of really graphical experiences at the time. So they really wanted to make a world which had this kind of strong graphic side of things, that you could chat to your friends at the same time. So it was almost like a glorified chat channel to lots of our early players who just liked talking to their friends and just happened to be fighting skeletons at the same time.
Very good, apparently. So.
Did you do any qualifications?
Yeah, I went to college, did graphic design at college. Sadly, that was as far as I went. You know, kind of like dropped out for a little while. Got lucky, like quite a few years back in that. Got recognised as kind of like having a natural talent for it, fortunately, and kind of like got in that way.
What was it like testing this content?
Pretty good on the whole. I got to put a lot of feedback in. I didn't do a lot of the testing for this, but they had me through on feedback sessions.
Is it your kind of content? Is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you play it when you're at home?
Yes, I've played quite a lot of it recently, but with newer stuff that's just come out, it means I've got less time to put into this.
The company seemed really fresh and exciting to me. They weren't bogged down by business. They had this real passion for making games. Over 220 million accounts now that have been made for RuneScape. The fish that comes into our game every day would be enough to solve world hunger. The economy and everything that exists in the game, it's an amazing place. It has its own life. People can genuinely lose themselves in our world.
We hope these films have inspired you. Collusion would love to see your Cambridge Invents interviews. Maybe you have an invention to share, or you know someone who does. You can use the hashtag Cambridge Invents to share your films with us, and also to tweet us about other Cambridge inventions you'd like us to profile.